Assetto Corsa Rally is here. And the best part is that we didn't really have to wait that long for it, and yet still it managed to be one of the most anticipated racing titles of the year. But is it any good? Before we get into any of this, I actually have a bit of a favor to ask. One being, hit that subscribe button. I'm desperate. 80% of the people that have been watching this channel are not subscribed. And the second thing is, join the Discord. My Coyote Racing Discord's been dead for a little bit of time, and I'm trying to, breathe new life into it. And I want to try and get more involved with the community, the people that watch this channel, share ideas, and just talk sim racing. So yeah, link below. Join in. We'll have a good time. Now, ACR. To the surprise of a few people, this title is not just a tag-on DLC that's coming to AC Evo, which caused a few people to just go, oh, this is Kunos trying to squeeze a little bit of extra cash out of us since AC Evo is not doing too well at the moment. Now, while I do agree that AC Evo at the moment is just some raw pancake batter, I think the people making these comments need to see the bigger picture. The people developing this game isn't actually the Kunos A team, it's actually a separate B team that is set specifically and solely on a rally simulator. It's got nothing to do with Assetto Corsa Evo or the main team at Kunos. And the second reason is that AC Rally is using a completely different game engine to AC Evo, which means different physics. Now, if you want my opinion on this, I think it's a great idea that they've made this a separate game. Give the rally fans something that is solely dedicated to them. Because if this was just another tag-on of Assetto Corsa Evo, I have a feeling it would be kind of just half-baked, and it would get treated like a background aspect of things. I mean, look at Project Cars 2. That thing had rally cars in it, and the rally cars were a spare wheel in the whole grand scheme of content. Now, let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this. The first thing that you are greeted to in ACR is no silly, flashy cinematic cutscene. So when you boot up, you basically just go straight to the main menu. And I have to say, immediately, the main menu aspect of ACR is night and day better than AC Evo. It's simple, it's neat, it's easy to navigate, and it still manages to be visually pleasing. Honestly, I think they should just take the menu out of ACR and put it in AC Evo. And the same can be said for setting up my sim rig with all of the inputs. It is super easy and very streamlined. I was in and out of the settings within minutes. There's also a little driver profile tab, which you get in pretty much every single racing game that you get these days. But with this one, not only can you name your own driver, but you can also name the co-driver as well. I called mine Randy Gandy. Now, the main question on everybody's mind is, what does this game drive like? Because we haven't really had an all-out rally simulator that's been anywhere close to Richard Burns Rally. And that game came out 20 years ago. 20. We've had a few good titles in there, like Dirt Rally 2.0 and one of the WRC games. But all of those titles were just missing something, that little bit of, panache. And I think it's only now that we can say goodbye to Richard Burns Rally, because I think this is it. The driving physics coupled with the force feedback of this game is simply mind-blowing. Each car in the game drives completely different. They all feel unique, and they all feel how you would expect these cars to drive. You've got the more modern stuff where you can just chuck it into a corner, and as soon as the car's looking in the direction you want to go, you just bury the throttle and it just goes. And then you've got some of the older stuff like the Lancia 037, where you have to do all of the steering with your right foot, basically. Now, since it's been a very long time since I've done any rallying, 5 years in fact, the last time I played Dirt Rally 2.0 was February of 2021. So to prepare myself for this review, I went back and played Dirt Rally 2.0. Did a bunch of different things, drove different stages, different cars, dirt, tarmac, snow, the whole shebang. And while I can still get a solid experience out of that game, there's just something, again, there is something missing. Like, for example, the tarmac physics in Dirt Rally 2.0 feel exactly like the dirt physics, just with the grip turned all the way up. The car feels like it's, like waggling its tail when you go through some kinks and just different corners. It just doesn't feel natural. To oversimplify my experience with Dirt Rally, I would say it is just, Simcade. So when I jumped over to ACR, boy, I got the shock of my life. The first time you drive this game, you immediately think this is impossible. I was shocked by how much involvement this game has you do with controlling the car over dirt. Driving this game, I'm honestly surprised rally cars don't have windscreen wipers for the side windows. The detail even goes into the force feedback with different cars. Like with the more modern rally cars, the steering wheel feels very light, as it does in a real rally car, because if you hit a bump and you don't have light steering, it'll tear your thumb out. But as soon as you go into older generation cars like the 037 and the Lancia Stratos, the steering feels heavier and clunkier, and you do feel everything. You can feel every little bit of grip change, especially when it comes to going over a crest in the dirt. You can feel the steering react to it. It is genuinely impressive. But it does go further than that, because it genuinely feels what rallying should be like. Scary. Because even when you're going down like a seemingly straight bit of dirt road with all the bumps on it, the car is constantly moving around and you're constantly adjusting. You feel like you are on a knife edge all of the time. Now, there are some instances where your brain can just have a complete shutdown, because there are some corners that you feel like, oh, I'll just turn in here, the car will rotate around and then you'll just glide over it. A lot of the corners that come up, you have to take them so slowly and so delicately, because they are a lot tighter than they look. Those pace notes don't lie. What's also great is that the tarmac feels fleshed out as well. Separating it from the dirt, I'm really happy to say that they haven't like just done a shortcut by transferring one set of tire physics over to another and just turning the grip up. This feels fleshed out and it feels exactly how I expect it to. Particularly with the Citroen Zara. There's one stage where you basically bury the throttle through these opening sections of corners, and then you come to this really tight roundabout section. Now, obviously, you can't just pin it through there. It's still a rally car. You've got a certain set of tires on it, but it doesn't feel anything like the dirt, because when I took it on a dirt stage, it felt like I was driving an ice skate. It didn't feel like I was driving, it felt like I was doing a dance, and it felt wonderful. Granted, I was still a whole 12 seconds off the world record time, but I didn't care. It was so much fun. The physics and force feedback, though, do need a few things, but thankfully, they've already addressed that they're going to be adding stuff like that, and it's due to the wet weather physics. See, the wet weather physics, it feels like the car has too much grip, and you don't feel the puddles that occur at all. This was immediately noticeable on my first test of the game. However, the dev team has acknowledged this, and they say it is coming soon to the game. Because remember, this game is in early access. Graphically, this game is flawless. It's running on Unreal Engine 5, but what they've managed to do is they've actually done something. And if you're a game developer, you might be really scared about this word that I'm about to use. Optimization. They've actually optimized this game beautifully. This is something that the main team at Kunos still don't know how to do. That being said, though, I do recommend that everybody updates their drivers, because I had a little bit of a problem with frame stuttering. Now, normally when it comes to frame stuttering, it happens randomly throughout the course of a game. However, this was happening in specific spots. Now, I am still yet to give this a more thorough test, but when I went back earlier to check out the game again, the stuttering in these areas had reduced drastically. But it is worth putting out there, update your drivers, keep everything, you know, fresh, up to date, make sure the game runs as smoothly as it can. Now, here's the thing. Anyway, it doesn't really have that much of an effect on the graphical fidelity when you just lower the settings, because my friend Yami is running on an old 1080. He's running the graphics at a considerably lower level, and the game still looks fantastic. So this game gets a big thumbs up from me when it comes to optimization. As for content of the game, as mentioned before, it is early access, so we have very little in terms of choice and selection. Right now, we only have 2 rally areas to explore, so everybody's going to be learning those very quickly. But one of the things that I do have to bring up is one of my sources said that every single rally stage that is going into this game is going to be laser scanned. Now, this is taking quality over quantity to an extreme. So yeah, it's going to take some time for us to get more and more stages in the game, but honestly, if we're getting them at the quality that we have currently, that's totally fine. The car selection is also very small, albeit it is a very diverse collection. So while the choice is small, you do get to choose from a multiple array of different time periods and rally car class. Now, the game is going live for £25, which is the exact limit for me. If it was any more than that, I would have said, no, not worth it because of the small amount of content in the game. However, that is... honestly, it's priced perfectly, £25 at the moment. But at this current moment in time, it is on discount. So you can get the game for £20. And if you already own Assetto Corsa Evo, you can get it for even less. Just be sure, if you've already got Assetto Corsa Evo, to go for the little bundle at the bottom because that's what will give you the discount. I was an idiot and I didn't see that, so I ended up paying for the £20 one. It was only like a few pounds different, but still, just be sure you check that. It is safe to say right now, I would say Assetto Corsa Rally is the best rally simulator that we have. And it's only going to become more the best. And yes, the game is still just a plain set of pancakes at the moment, but that is a stark contrast to what Assetto Corsa Evo was when that launched, because that was just raw pancake batter. Kunos definitely released AC Evo way too early. I'd say at least a year and a half too early. But this now brings me onto another aspect, because ACR is an Assetto Corsa game, which then begs the question for everybody, mods. Are we going to be allowed to mod this game? Well, I'm sad to say it doesn't look good, because I've heard from a few people, and I have to say, take what I'm about to say with a pinch of salt. None of this is, verified yet. But it is coming from a few whisperings and murmurings, so I might as well put it out there, but it is not verified, so just take that into consideration. There is a Discord out there that is run by a few of the AC devs. Now, some people have been posting their screenshots in the Discord. Now, apparently, all of the content that has shown the game with mods, like custom shaders patch, pure, any modded cars, any modded tracks, any of those screenshots or discussion about them has been deleted. Now again, it is just whisperings and murmurings at this point, but if you are a developer from Kunos and you are watching this video, please do get in contact with me, because I would actually like to have a sit down and chat as to what Kunos collectively feel about modding, because let's be real, modding is the reason why Assetto Corsa is still one of the most popular sim racing games we have today. The online aspect of Assetto Corsa is tiny, but the people that still play it is through the roof, and it is entirely because of modding. The game is 11 years old. It is also the reason why Richard Burns Rally is also still alive and kicking today, and that game is 20 years old, and the reason why it's still here is because of modding. And seemingly because of this supposed information that I've been given, Kunos doesn't seem to like the fact that we like to mod the game. Now, it could be for a bunch of different reasons. One of the reasons being that Kunos might be very proud of their game. They don't want anybody, messing with the sacred code that they have. It's kind of like any one of us taking someone's baby away to go and give it a tattoo. The parents are just going to say, no, you are not doing that. But also, it could be due to a bunch of licensing issues. Now, there are some studios out there, I'm not going to name names, but some studios out there sell mods to people, and the cars that they make are identical replicas of real life cars, but they've had the names changed and the badges taken away. Now, where this turns into a bit of a grey area is because people make custom liveries which will replace the deliberate fake liveries for real ones. Now, that does have the potential of landing Kunos in a bit of hot water, but it's honestly a very awkward line to walk. Me personally, I would love the games to be modded. I'd love to be able to mod AC Evo. I really would love to mod AC Rally, but both of these games are in early access. Who knows what the future brings? So we just need to wait and see. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys will enjoy AC Evo. I hope you guys will hit subscribe and hit the like button as well, because I would like to do this more often. But in the meantime, there are my sponsors. Go check them out. My affiliate links are down in the description. And I shall see you guys in another video. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.